Alright guys, so this video I'm going to make today is more for my own sake rather than for, I guess, your guys' sake, but you can benefit off this a lot as well. So what I'm going to be doing, I've been working on supply and demand trading, and I took a lot of weird trades today because I was impatient. So I'm just going to I kind of charted out some stuff on what I should have done, so I'm just going to walk through that. So I don't know if you guys know a lot about supply and demand trading, but I charted out some things this morning. Here we got a 30-minute supply zone, so I charted that out this morning, and then market opened on this this candle here, so we wouldn't have seen anything at that point. If we go down to a 5-minute, so market opened on this candle, and I think I took a trade around here, not waiting for on this wick. Actually, I took a trade thinking that it was going to bounce off VWAP. Yeah, I didn't wait for confirmation. I was not being very patient. So that was my first mistake of the day right there. And here's my first trade that I think I should have taken. So if we go to a 45-minute chart here, give me one sec. Okay. So if we go to a 45-minute chart here, at 8:45, we have this 45-minute supply zone formed right here. So that is confirmed at this area right here. So this is towards the, what am I looking at? Right here. So right here is the first trade I think I should have taken. This is on a 1-minute chart. It's a bearish pennant forming, and I think a solid entry would have been on the break right here after this candle closes low and this candle starts to move lower, and that had a good risk reward, about 25 points on the Nasdaq futures of a stop loss right above this high, and then taking some of the contracts off at VWAP. And there's my 45-minute demand zone down here where I would have taken the rest off, and that trade would have worked out pretty good. But risky at the same time because there's really no other confirmation that this is going to go down besides this pennant. So that's iffy. And it could have bounced off VWAP relative. It was really close to my entry, so I'm iffy on that one, but it did work. And then moving on here we have, it is in 45-minute demand for a while, and usually if it's in demand this far down, there's not a ton of buyers in the market, but we did end up moving up a lot during today. But here we have a 1-minute pennant, could go either direction. It did end up breaking out and then coming back down, touching this. So I think a good entry on the 1-minute would have been this candle. If I can, I mean, you guys can see that circle, that blue circle, that would have been my entry. Stop loss right below this this candle's low, targeting VWAP, and that trade worked out if I were to do that. So that would have been a pretty decent trade. But I've been looking for strictly supply and demand trades, but these are just more quick scalps. Here's the first good high quality setup that I found. Again, I didn't really trade this because I was busy today, but looking back, this is what I think I should have done. So here we got a bearish type of pennant formation, I guess you could say here, and this is also rejects on the 1-minute off this 45-minute supply zone there and there and there. Now 1 minute's kind of not the best time frame to find these, but it's good for scalps. But here we notice it rejects the 45-minute supply, comes down, makes a lower high right here. So that's a confirmation that we're going to be in a downtrend, and I wrote that here. A lower high rejected off supply again confirms a downtrend is most likely going to occur. So my entry would have been at this blue circle right below the low of that candle. And that's a pretty good risk. I'm about 16 points of the would have been the stop loss, which is not much. And then targeting VWAP, and I said I would take around 75% of the contracts off at this price, just to make sure I'll make money no matter what on the trade. Leave a contract or two for runners down towards this bigger demand zone, because we still did respect it somewhat over here. And as we can see, if I left a contract or two for a runner, it bounced right off this supply zone, so I would have taken the rest of my profits here. Next trade I saw was on the 5 minute. So if we go to 5 minute right here, we get this nice, perfect bounce off this 45-minute demand on the 5 minute chart, and we get a green candle for confirmation. So I would have been a buyer on this next candle above this close, so at that blue circle. Stop loss right below this candle's low, so that's about 28 points, which isn't terrible. And then targeting half at VWAP or so, and the rest at bigger supply. So 75% of contracts out here, and out the rest there at the bigger supply zone. And those are the setups I think would have been good to take today. And even on this trade, it's a nice 5 minute rejection. So that's a good trade as well. Yeah, I took some iffy trades this morning. I took a trade like right around like 8:30, 8:35, thinking it was looking like it was curling off VWAP mid candle, but I didn't wait for the confirmation when I should have, and ended up going down. I stopped out. And then I didn't even pay attention to this big short, and that would have been a pretty solid play, except if it did bounce off VWAP, that's not a good risk reward ratio. So that's another iffy trade. It didn't really reject off any supply. Like, there's nothing it rejected off of right here. Yeah, so that was iffy, but like, you could have taken it for a quick scalp at least. If it looked like it was bouncing, you could have gotten a little bit of profits, so wouldn't have been terrible. Same here. A little bit close to VWAP. It's okay. But anyway, those are just my trades that I looked at on the Nasdaq futures. And if you guys didn't know, Nasdaq futures basically is the QQQ, and QQQ has a big impact on all the big tech stocks like Tesla, Apple, Facebook. So this is like, if the Nasdaq futures are in an uptrend, most likely you're going to see your big blue chip stocks also in somewhat of an uptrend. So yeah, I took some bad trades this morning. I'm looking back, these are just some of the good trades. So let me know in the comments in the Discord if you guys want me to make some more videos about this, or if you're interested in like supply demand at all. So just let me know. All right, see ya.